Yes.
Right. Yeah, I know we have the internet. So, although it's have a different.
Toby, come on up here. I'd like him to say a few words, our original park manager, to open this. So Toby Brewer.
Good morning. I had the pleasure of working with Gorgon for over 10 years. Of course, I seen how much of a hard worker she was, so when Werner-Boyce came about in around 2000, I went to my park manager and said, man, I want to get Gorgon up here to work up here because I think she's a perfect match for this park. Somebody can get out there on her own. And so I stole her. I did. I actually, when you get somebody that can just, you turn her loose and she gets out there and she's not afraid to get dirty. And if I had one word to sum her up, I would say passion, because she had so much passion. She was so passionate. Everything she did. I mean, the burning, the plants, the birds, she was really into the whole program. And there's a ton of stories we could tell. I mean, on some of the control burns, her and I were out there. We actually burned 60 acres, just her and I burning alone out on the coast. And so, I mean, I could go on, but I just want you to know that I feel very fortunate that I had a chance to work with her. She was my employee and a friend, and she was great. That's
Susan Vaughn was also a volunteer here, and we have a stone for Susan here. She worked really, really hard here. And so this garden was inspired by Gorgon, but I really think it's about mentoring. Gorgon and Susan and Nancy Desmond, who was our president for a long time, mentored a lot of us into native plants. And if it hadn't been for those people, none of us would have the knowledge and the passion that we have.
I met Gorgon when I started in the Florida Park Service in 1999. The amount of energy this lady had was incredible. Just trying to keep up with her. First assistant was talking about how much he hated Brazilian peppers. You want to spend a day working? Try to follow Gorgon with a machete in her hand and a sprayer in the other hand and keep up trying to kill peppers. You just couldn't do it. But she had this thirst for learning things. We were all better for knowing her, and we're all going to miss her. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, just shortly after Gorgon died, I thought immediately, we need to do a native plant garden for her here at the park. She would absolutely hate that we are here talking about it. Did not want any kind of memorial in any way. But I'm hoping in my little head here that just because it is a native plant garden, she would forgive us this indulgence. But overall, working with her was just an awesome experience. As a volunteer, working with Gorgon was not always easy. I will tell you that. There was one way to do things, only, and it was Gorgon's way. The right. But as I discovered in a short period of time, that was the right way to do things.
We have Flaveria in here, we have Sunshine Mimosa, we have Gaillardias, we have Tropical Sage.
But she also really appreciated
That ground cover is the mimosa?
Mimosa, yeah. These are wild limes.
The hopes were the first settlers in Brookville, and they raised cattle. And the cattle were no fences at that time, and the cattle ran free. So they kept wandering down to the salt lakes at Salt Springs. That's how they discovered the salt mine, the salt springs, because the cattle came